Serial experiments. Lain complex plot deals directly with the definition of reality. The story is based primarily on the assumption that everything begins with human thought, memory, and consciousness. As a result, events on screen can be interpreted as hallucinations of our protagonist Lain, other protagonists, or Lain creating hallucinations of others. The plot relies heavily on story misdirection. Even information provided by off-screen voices or narrations cannot be trusted. Instead of the traditional linear event depiction, the series is made up of a cross-reflection of philosophical theme. The story begins with Lain receiving an email from a classmate that has committed suicide, Chisa Yamoda. They begin communicating via email, and she then questions Chisa about why she committed suicide. Chisa responds that she didn't die, rather, she has just abandoned her physical body, leaving Lain confused. Lain then starts to discover the Wired, where it is described as the sum of human communication networks, beginning with telegraph and telephone services and expanding with the internet and subsequent networks. It is assumed that the Wired could be linked to a system that allows for unconscious communication between humans and machines without the need for a physical interface. Because of this discovery, the Knights of the Eastern Calculus, a group of notorious and highly skilled computer hackers, subject Lain to hallucinations in order to cause her to lose her sense of self and seek solace in the Wired, in order to fulfill the Knight's prophecy of the arrival of the goddess of the Wired. Due to these hallucinations, it is believed that Lain is mentally ill, as at one point, she thinks that steam is coming out of her hands. She is also constantly confronted with her alter egos, with there are 3 different versions of her: the real-world childish Lain, who has a shy demeanor and wears bare pajamas; her Wired personality, advanced Lain, is bold and inquisitive; and lastly, the evil Lain is cunning and devious, and she will go to any length to harm Lain or those close to her. It has been speculated that Lain has DID, dissociative identity disorder, and/or paranoid schizophrenia because of her actions and these alter egos. We are later introduced to Irie Masami, the project director for a major computer company, Tachibana Labs, and creator of Protocol 7, which allowed the possibility to upload the human mind into the Wired. This creation is the next-generation Internet protocol in the series timeline. He has secretly included his own code to control the Wired via the wireless system described above. Because of this, he was fired and died a few days later in real life. These details are revealed around the middle of the series, but this is where Serial Experiments Lain's story really begins. Masami tells Lain how he uploaded his consciousness into the Wired, and how she is the puzzle piece that will allow the wall between the virtual and physical worlds to fall. He needs her to get to the Wired and abandon the flesh, as he did, in order for him to succeed. Throughout the series, he attempts to persuade her through interventions, such as the promise of unconditional love, charm, fate, and, when all else fails, threats and force. Meanwhile, the anime follows a complex game of hide-and-seek between the Knights of the Eastern Calculus hackers, whom Masami claims are believers who enable him to be a god in the Wired, and Tachibana Labs, which is attempting to reclaim control of Protocol 7. After much introspection, the viewer sees Lain realize that she has complete control over everyone's mind and reality itself. Her conversations with various versions of herself demonstrate how she feels excluded from the material world and how she is afraid to live in the Wired, where she has the potential and responsibilities of a goddess. In the final scenes, she erases everything related to herself from everyone's memories. Because of her actions, her family became a family of 3 instead of 4. Chisa is still alive, and Masami Irie is seemingly normal, working at Tachibana Labs. As Lain is free to do whatever she wants now that she has removed herself from a fixed point in time, she visits her childhood friend Alice as an adult, implying that she can now freely move anywhere and at any time because she is no longer bound to a specific time and place in people's memories. This action supports the sociological and psychological theory that there is no such thing as a core self. What we think of as our self is made up of how others perceive and interact with us. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like these.